Are we good? Are we live? Okay. Okay. This is just live on YouTube. I mean, Facebook actually. But this is just a meditation session. Today, I have my legs on the floor. Where if you have like what is it? If you have like excuse me, wooden floors, this will help a lot. Obviously, because these wicked beings always use the elements from nature to make their own stuff, and they think it's going to work for them tenfold, but no, it doesn't work the way it works for us. But we can grab all the stuff that they have made, and we can literally change its algorithm for us. Seriously, all you have to do is literally speak to it, literally link yourself into it. It's not even that hard. Literally, you got to trust yourself and believe in yourself. That's why I tell people, know thyself. All right. So this is going to be on Instagram also. I don't want to be here for too long. So let's just get started with this meditation session. You can go like this if you want to, like I see Remake do, or what I do is go like this, you know, and just imagine the electricity going up, and then the ether energy going to your hand, basically. So here we go. I'm not going to be here for too long. I just haven't done a enlightenment video in a while because stuff in my life and all that. I don't have to get into that. But maybe one day I'll talk about it. But as of right now, I don't have to. Let's just say this: I got drunk one day and I busted up my fell off the bus, and now my ankle was fucked up. It is healing now. It wasn't as bad. It happened on May 17th, so 2025. How to say the year and all that stuff, just in case if someone's like, how old is this video? In this video today is May 22nd, 2025. So there's that. So, all right, you know, shake your little arms a bit, get that stuff out. Make sure your back is straight, and make sure you have something in the back of you if you, sometimes it's always good to have like a blanket or a pillow in the back of your back just in case. So whatever position you enjoy, do it. You can even go like this if you wanted to, or like I said again, like this. But I'm just gonna do this. Something that I've something that I've told people that, hey, you could do this if you want to. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. Hold on, just stupid shit. But anyways, so all right. Sorry, I don't want to take too much of your time, so let's just do this. Okay, sorry. Now I'm trying to decide which one I want to do. Alright, here we go. So, here we go, guys. As you link to yourself, as you ground yourself and meditate, tell yourself, I link into the cosmos. I link into my higher self. I link into Tiamat, Mama Gaia, Mother Nature herself. Link with the powers that are within you. Link into the darkness, into the light also within you. Link into those atomic forces that are within you. I link into the atomic realm within me. I link into the highest form of power within me. I link into the Titan serpent monster that is within me. I link into the planet. I link into Mama Tiamat. I link into my higher self for cosmic knowledge and cosmic wisdom and cosmic science. Know thyself. Alright. You don't have to do that much. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, as long as you, do it daily and stuff like that. While you're doing this stuff, obviously, if you're new and everything like that, if you're new to this stuff, while you're linking into yourself and you're telling yourself what you are and what are you doing and who you are, basically, you're increasing your strength and power. This is why when these wicked beings see you, they look at you like this. I can't tell you how many times an orc being, what we call these white folks, can't tell you how many times these white folks always turn their heads on me like I have 100 eyes or 100 heads, because they see your aura. They do. They see that fiery aura and they're scared of it. They're scared of it. You know why they're scared of it? Because they know exactly who you are. They can tap into they can tap into it too, but we can tap into it more because we're part of the cosmos. We're part of nature. It is what it is. This is not fucking racist or something like that. Like, sorry that there's a few people around here that can actually do something of the cosmos and some other people can't. Sorry, I didn't know that was racist. I thought that was just people that were part of the cosmos and then other people that are not part of the cosmos or nature. Sorry. Seriously, like, again, going back, like, we've told these people plenty of times to get right with nature so they can know, so they can see and know what we're talking about, and these wicked beings know, they laugh at it and everything like that, but we don't have to talk about them. This is about us, right? When we do this stuff, we literally increase the vibration inside of our bodies. Seriously, we increase so much within ourselves. All right, and since the ether that is in outside every day, you can literally grab that energy, like you see in Dragon Ball Z when you see Gohan going like this and trying to focus on it, and then you have that ball coming out of nowhere. That what is it? Plasma ball, because it is plasma. It's a plasma ball. Ain't no light ball for nothing. It's plasma. It's 100% plasma. Seriously. Alright? So a lot of this stuff around here, they don't want to tell you. They don't want to tell you can literally grab, if you're Afro, literally, if you're an Afro person, like Dominican, Afro Salvadorian, Afro Mexican, and what we call black people and Puerto Ricans and stuff like that, you can literally go like this and just and feel that energy coursing right through you, coursing right through your veins, through your body, and this is how you heal yourself too, physically, mentally, and spiritually. All right. Seriously, I'm looking at the screen here, even though the camera's right here, but it is true. This is how you do it, guys. This is just an update. I haven't done a meditation session in a while, so might as well just do it and talk about a few things here too. There's a lot of things happening right now to the planet, and every time something major happens, because if you pay attention to the sun is literally changing. So is the moon. They are changing into a form that we can literally bring ourselves back to what we were. Flying in the sky, making fucking pyramids, having lasers coming out of our hands, our eyes, our mouth, like Godzilla. Turning into freaking cosmic serpents. Alright? Seriously. Like, there's brothers and sisters out here that literally think that, we can't transform into anything. Yet you see like a Michael Jackson video when he transforms into a panther. Because you know why? It's because he knew his people can turn into different types of creatures. And we can bring out creatures too. Your ancestors. When you call out your ancestors, when something happens, I'm telling you, it's like Pokemon. Literally. I'm telling you, your ancestors are begging for you to tap into yourself. Because once you tap into thyself and you know what your power is, you can literally unleash cosmic monsters out of the ground, from the sky. The cloud can literally shape into a freaking monster and assist you if it wanted to. You know, all you have to do is imagine it. That's all you have to do. That's the biggest thing that they want you to do, and that's why they try to kill your imagination when you're a kid. You know, but some of us are not falling for that shit. All right, you know, some of us have a lack of imagination because we've been bombarded with all the bullshit that's in our lives and what they show us every fucking day. You know, the stuff that you see with Trump and all that stuff. All of that is a reflection of what's happening with the cosmos as of right now. You know, seriously, let me say that again. The whole thing that you see with these media people and Trump and shit like that is the reflection of what we are doing and what the cosmos is doing, because we are the cosmos in the flesh. Alright? And if those people that don't know, if you're new, obviously, or you're getting into this stuff, because I know sometimes people come in and they don't know what it is and stuff like that, or what's going on. Tiamat herself, it's the planet herself, Tiamat, she gave birth to us, obviously. She gave birth to us. There's literally wombs in different sections of the planet because and we could come out of there. You know, there's literally a place where there's creatures inside her womb, and these motherfuckers are trying to go inside of it to make hotels, to study what's inside of it, and to make it something stupid. And the thing is, some people have debunked that, saying that that's not true, but other people have saying that no, it is true. This over here might look like you think it's fake and stuff like that, but there's so many areas and pathways that they always say don't trespass or don't go here. Why? Because there's something there that they don't want you to go to. Alright? There could be a pyramid there. Or there could be a portal there. Because once you enter that portal, they can't go in. Because if they go in, they can't get out. You can go in and get out. Why? Because that portal was meant for you and your species. Alright? Seriously. Only the planet provides for all of that for us. She does. She's not gonna harm her own children, her own people. Not if you disrespect her or think that she's the devil or something like that, or you think she's wicked or something like that, or you think she's a bitch or some shit like that. At that point, you're gonna have to talk to cosmic warriors like myself, and we're gonna get thrown, and you're gonna be thrown down, or we're gonna tussle and shit like that. Because when I'm a cosmic warrior, and I'm a freaking soldier for Mama Tiamat. And that's all I'm ever going to be with her. Seriously. You know? And when we have to do the same thing, guys. Seriously. Because Mama Tiamat has been calling us for such a long time. Not just our higher selves and our ancestors that have passed on. Basically. They have literally screaming every freaking day for the people that are not tapping into themselves and unleashing that cosmic energy. You know, oh, but I can't see it. Where's the plasma coming out of my hand? It comes out of your hand automatically when you go like that because you trust yourself. These motherfuckers know it. That's why when you go like this in front of them, if they try to do something to you and you throw your energy like that to them, like in their head, they start dying. Their brain starts becoming mush. They start getting seizures and shit like that. Because they know the power that you have within you. That's why they don't want you to tap into thyself. And don't be surprised if some of these people that are wicked look like you and me. Because like, going back to like what Bobby Hemmett said, we are against the gods. Why? Because the gods put the Titans in Tartarus, which is the planet, and we're suffering here on the planet, and we call it hell. But this planet is a beautiful planet. This planet, it was lush and beautiful and all that stuff. We even walked with the dinosaurs and all that shit. Yes, I'm dead fucking serious. They've been finding footprints, human footprints, basically, people footprints right next to dinosaur tracks. No one's not making that shit up. How is something that's billions of years old, right? What they told us, right? And then you see a foot right there, and people are going to be like, "Oh no, that was just planted there." Really, really? Okay, so touch it and touch the dinosaur footprint too, and see how fresh it is. See how old it is. You know, that would debunk everything that you thought of. Seriously, the animals are changing. The sea life is changing. Literally, the sea life is changing. For crying out loud, I don't know if you guys are not paying attention to this, but when the ice in Antarctica is melting, guess what? There's new sea life coming out. And anything that you think so is a denial because these people are pushing it and you're not listening to it. There's literally eggs that are the same size as a fucking toddler that was coming out of freaking volcanoes in the ocean. And the thing is, you're going to hear two different things because they don't want you to think that those eggs are something major. They want you to think something, oh, that's just a little thing. But why are these eggs coming out of these volcanoes and they're the same size as little freaking toddlers? Something's going to hatch out of those eggs. And then they don't want to say that. The thing is, too, they have two information saying that, oh, it's big as like a regular toddler, but then they change their tune saying that, no, it's not that size, it's not that size. See, remember when I said before, if they panic like that, that's how you know they're hiding something. Oh, it's not that, don't pay attention to that, don't pay attention to this. It's the same thing when they talk about the presidency and then when they talk about the news, too. You know? Not that long ago, they say that they were, in the news, they said that they're going to try everything to block the sun. And we've been saying this for years, that they're blocking the sun. But until when it's on the news, that's when you guys believe that, the people that talk about chemtrails, they're actually true. It's like, it took you this long to figure it out because the news told you it? Are you serious? Are you serious? That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. You have a lack of intuition with thyself. You have a lack of knowing thyself, and you have a lack of trusting yourself. You can't put your feet on the ground and connect with nature and have a relationship with her because you think all of this stuff is bullshit. Basically, I just don't understand how people can literally fathom their life that way. You know. You'd be surprised how many people how many brothers and sisters in the prison system. They don't figure this shit out until they go to the prison system. I told my brother-in-law this. I'm like, have you ever met anyone that was spiritually and all that? He's like, oh, hell yeah. There was a lot of them that are like that. Because they know what's going on. They don't read the Bible and all of that stuff. Some of them are begging or going to... You know how they always put people in the hole? Some of them are begging to be in the hole. Because when they're in the hole, all they have is darkness and thyself, and sometimes they get you some food and all that stuff, but when you're in that darkness and literally and you're in tune to thyself, and you know who you are, the only thing that's gonna come out is pure plasma light, and they will see that. They would be like, what is that light coming out of that hole? There can't be no light coming out of there. They open it, and then it's you shining like a freaking diamond, and they can't look at you, the wicked ones, because you'll be blind. They'll be blinded. They'll be dead. That's how high vibration you can become. Okay. Like, okay, I don't want to mention how we fell in frequency because, again, you guys got to know with the whole TMI. I mean, the Titans versus the gods. If you guys know that story, then that's how you know that how we fell. We are Titans. We're cosmic deities. What is it? Like I like to say, we are cosmic Titan elemental serpents. That is what we are. You know, there's probably more to it, but that's what I like to call it. You know, seriously. You know, that's why they made Cthulhu and Godzilla and all that, because they saw brothers and sisters transform into these things, and these are all your higher selves. There's different forms of your higher self, obviously, but your higher self is always growing, always changing, always adapting, you know, so, because you always have to adapt. If you don't adapt, then you die off. You know, it's like anything in nature. Things need to adapt, you know, that's why when you hear all these animals in the wild, and they're starting to adapt and stuff like that. Kind of like when COVID happened, the planet was being replenished. And somehow some people just forgot about that. Or some people just don't want to mention it. And then sometimes I can understand if you kind of forgot, because there's a lot of things happening with people's lives and stuff like that. But some things you have to remember because they're very important. And if you just forget about it, then you're going to be lost in the sauce. You know, a lot of people around here are lost in the sauce. But everyone's going to find out what's happening to this planet, and people are going to be pissed off because they've been lied to, and that's coming soon. I hope you know that. This year in 2025, a lot of shit is going to be revealed. By the end of this year, probably not. Probably almost by the end of this year, everything will be revealed of who the fuck we are, whether you like it or not. There's brothers and sisters out here that don't want to fathom that we are the cosmic deities, and we can literally destroy a galaxy and a planet just by thinking about it. Like, some brothers and sisters don't want us to think that way. You know, seriously, they don't want us to go back to that form, because that's what we are. You know, remember that M. Night Shyamalan movie of The Last Airbender, when the moon, when they try to get rid of the moon, and then when the moon came back, the firebenders was trying to fight the waterbenders, and they were just like, they were literally like Terminator. They just looked at the firebenders and went straight after them and be like, we're going to fucking kill you, motherfucker. It's like that. It literally was like that. You know, and the firebenders had no chance. They had to retreat. You know? So there's a lot of gems in these movies that you guys have to watch, especially these Godzilla movies that are coming out. For crying out loud, the new Godzilla movie is called Godzilla X Kong Supernova. They know what's happening to the sun. They know what's going to happen soon. They know what's going to happen soon. Okay? And people want to be scared, being like, well, if supernova happens, this will happen. I'm so smart. Am I? See, you're talking about what they are talking about. The wicked ones. Because you know why? Because that's what's going to happen to them. They're going to die off. Not you. That's part of the cosmos, and literally a sun god and a moon god. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. That doesn't make sense. Does that make sense? If you are an Afro person, right? And you see how your hair is shaped like the sun, and we call it a sun disk and also a moon disk, what do you think you are a part of? Is that too, you know, what do you think you are a part of? I don't get it. I don't get some of these people. When people just want to act stupid sometimes. People just want to act stupid. And reasons why you have other civilizations have a headdress, especially women having a headdress, and it's a circle, meaning it's the sun or the moon or the black sun, which is still the sun. Because when you look at the sun and you see those corona holes and stuff like that, it's showing what the sun really is. It's a black sun. It's not just a sun that we're looking at of, like, you know, white, crystally and all that stuff, which it is crystal, obviously. So is the moon. But when you look into the sun, every time you see those black spots, it's literally telling you it's a black sun. All right, and I need to find that video because there's a video out there on the internet showing extraterrestrial beings coming in and out of the sun with those black little corona holes in it. I'm not fucking with you. I've seen it, and I couldn't believe it when I was learning about all of this stuff. You know why? Because those are, those are all sunbeams, sun children. There's literally a video game. I mentioned this before too. I have to mention this sometimes because some people might just want to be like, yeah, whatever, or this and that. There was a Futurama video game when the final area, I believe, they go to the sun. And guess what? There's a whole civilization of people. and the characters don't get burned. Not even the spaceship gets burnt. Don't fuck with me when it comes to this shit. They put everything in all these types of forms of media, but people just want to be like, oh, I have to find it in a book or somehow, or I have to find it somehow to I don't, guys. Sometimes you just have to research so much that you find something. And yes, reading something is good and all that stuff, but sometimes it's good to read yourself of who you are. Literally, once you connect to the planet, you start figuring out so many other stuff. Like, I'm looking at the target bag right here, and you know how the symbol of the target bag is. It's literally the sun beaming, showing when it's happening and stuff like that. And they showed that too in the video I Pet Goat too. You see, Jesus is all gold because he's a sun god. He's basically almost like representing us, you know. What is it? And then by the end of the video, you see the sun beaming, literally beaming, and it shows like circles around the sun while it's beaming, almost like the target symbol, basically. So it's like that. They put this everywhere, guys. They put this everywhere. Look at your credit cards. Your credit cards that has those two the MasterCard things that has those two circles on it. That says a lot too. That says a lot. You guys just gotta pay attention to it. Seriously. And there's so many things that are happening right now. Again, the spiritual world is coming into the physical world no matter what. It doesn't matter if you don't like it. It doesn't matter if you want to try to stop it. And it doesn't matter if you want to join these wicked beings and try to stop it. It's not going to be stopped. It can't be stopped. What's going to happen, it's what's going to happen. Plain and freaking simple. All you have to do is get prepared for it. Prepare for it physically, mentally, and spiritually, because when this shit goes down and you see a freaking giant monster flying in the sky like Cthulhu, because we do have jellyfishes and freaking octopuses, octopi flying in our atmosphere as of right now, and freaking pterodactyls, huge giant ones. And people think that, oh, the military will take care of it. No, they can't. The United States military and the United States government are terrified of those things, and they try to kill it, and they can't kill it. They can't. Every time they try to shoot it down, guess what? It doesn't work. Their bombs, bullets, their atomic weapons, it does not work. And that's what's going to happen to us. It's not going to work. Why do you think they make these superhero movies? Every year, they're making these superhero movies. There's a new Superman movie coming out. For crying out loud. You know? Like, there's so many stuff, guys, that you have to look at and pay attention to. Because if you don't pay attention to it, how will you know? How will you grow? How will you grow, and how will you know what is happening on this planet right now? Seriously. And I could show you, and I've shown people. You can come to this channel, the Heiyunko Bo Naga Chimera channel on YouTube, and look at my shorts. Literally, there's literally a clown that's literally shaped like Godzilla, shooting a nuclear breath out of his mouth. You can't make that shit up. You can't make that shit up. That shit wasn't Photoshop. I saw that shit when I was walking around my neighborhood, and I looked up and I saw that shit. And I'm over here like, look at this. Look at this. And I'm seeing all these other things in the sky, and I'm over here like, these people have no idea how their planet is. These people, all people don't even know how this planet is. It's beautiful, man. It's Halloween every day here. Seriously. Literally. You know? Yeah, like I live in Holyoke, Massachusetts. So anything that you see from Stephen King movies and the H.P. Lovecraft stuff, all of that stuff is from here. It's probably all around the world also, but there's a reason why Stephen King and H.P. Lovecraft put those type of creatures in their movies and their books and all that stuff because they used to live here. Obviously, if you if you look at their, if you do research on these guys, basically. So, and that's really it. That's all I have to say. I don't want to be here for too long because I do still want to put it on Instagram and stuff like that. But take care, guys. Be safe. Know thyself. Get prepared. Get ready, because this shit is about to go down soon. All right. The more that you see the hate out there, basically, or not with the people, but I'm talking about with the government itself, and then how you see how Trump is acting. And the thing is too, this Trump guy is already dead. He's been dead. All of these people have been dead for a long time. All you see is literally a clone, a robot, or a body double. Because there's a lot of body doubles here. And yes, robots are real. Robots have been around forever. They're not new, guys. They're not new. Stop acting like, artificial intelligence or robots or a new thing. No, they're old as hell. They're old as hell. And these motherfuckers have been having it for years. It's just like they don't push it out until the time for them to push it out. Basically, it's the same thing with the AI shit. Basically, and they know all of this technology that they're pushing out here was ours. It's our technology, and all these manholes that they have, when they try to do when they try to traffic children underneath and all that stuff, all of those underground bunkers were ours, because we had a big giant machine that can literally make holes, and we can punch it in and punch it out. They stole that shit because why? This is how you could tell it's ours. Look how fancy it looks. Look how the architect looks. It's the same when people talk about CERN. Look how CERN is created. You think these scientist motherfuckers will make something like that? Then you're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself, and you think that high intelligent people cannot create this. And I'm not talking about these scientists that you see in NASA and stuff like that. They can't create something like that. They can't. All right? We can create that shit. It's just like we have to remember to create all of that stuff. Then the thing is too, the Nikola Tesla stuff too. We created all of that stuff. It's just like he found it because other civilizations had it. Literally. It's not that hard to figure out, to look at other civilizations and look how all the technology is. Look at their buildings. That's high technology. Look at the pyramids. That is technology. Seriously, man. Well, when all of these things cannot be destroyed, it's because it's a form of high technology to the point that it can never be destroyed. Not even a flood can destroy it. All right? Atomic weapons can't destroy it. Why? Because everything that we built was a reflection of us, baby. It was. So that's how you know when those things were indestructible, we were indestructible. All right? The reason we felt so bad too wasn't not just because of the gods. It was also because when these wicked beings came down here, you started pushing money. You started pushing and started to basically promote and push that, hey, we shouldn't be connected to the planet anymore. So they showed us all these trinkets and all that stuff and be like, you should live the life that we live, basically. And that's how we kept falling down farther and farther and farther, basically. And then there's other stuff that happened with that too, because other beings came here and started destroying us. That's why every time we talk about going after the government, everyone gets scared. Because, like, what's the point of us being locked up as a slave when already we are slaves right now? Because priorly, when these motherfuckers were here, they were making sure that we got dumbed down, more dumbed down, more dumbed down, more dumbed down, to the point that we feel like, hey, we should not fight them. So it's like, well, what's the point? We don't have to put them in chains anymore. They already brainwashed and fucked up in the mind because we fucked up their ancestors so badly that they don't want to do anything. They're scared. They're scared of us, and they look at us as gods, basically. Here's a good example. I've heard this before, and I've talked about it here on this channel. That a cow, some celebrity brother talked about this. A cow touched a picket fence, and it was and it shocked the mother cow. And when she had babies, her baby cows never touched the fence, the electric fence. You know why? Because that was generational trauma. All of us have generational trauma that we have to get out of, basically, and have to break it. And once we break it, we become more powerful, you know? And then we can know more of thyself and who we are and what's going on around here. Seriously, right? So, again, be safe, guys. Seriously, you guys gotta know a lot of shit around here. Seriously, that's just me. That's just me. You could do what you want. You can disregard what I'm saying. Even though there's tons of brothers and sisters that are talking about the same thing. Seriously. And if you find like a Raw Jamal video of like, oh, this person there's this YouTube channel that talks about Raw Jamal, and they'll be like, here's this spiritual cult or some shit like that. Don't pay attention to that crap. Alright? Because these motherfuckers are going to try to get agents and act stupid, and then other people are going to think that, oh, is this how the spiritual community is? Then forget it. Or the Enlightenment community is? Then forget it. You see, that's what I'm talking about. They don't want us to become what we need to become. But it doesn't matter. The sun, the planet, and the cosmos, all of this, and even us, are tired of this bullshit to the point that, no, this needs to happen, and it will fucking happen. Alright? It only takes a small of us. It only takes 1% of us to change all of this around. And the people that have been meditating, doing the walk, doing Tai Chi, have been changing everything in this planet. Listen to my words. When you meditate, do Tai Chi, do your chants, do your sigils, you're changing the algorithm of this planet. And you're literally destroying their fucking world. You're destroying Trump's world. You're destroying Biden's world. You're destroying literally Disney world. You're destroying the video game world. You're destroying all of these worlds because they're not supposed to be here whatsoever. We made our own little things. We had our own little entertainment stuff, obviously. I don't have to say that. Of course we did. But when these motherfuckers got here, they downgraded it. They downgraded it to the point that we cannot learn from it. They just give us something and we'll be like, we're not supposed to be that way. We're supposed to be learning some of the stuff that we are watching, basically, or what we are doing, basically. You know how you go to school and you feel like a zombie of doing a test? No, that's not good. That's not good. You're supposed to be learning. You're supposed to be free and be happy and be stimulated in the mind that you're learning this stuff. And when you're not stimulated in the mind, guess what? You're not stimulating yourself. And you're not growing. You're not adapting. So you're dying. So I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And be safe. Seriously, be safe and take care of you guys selves, because there's a lot of crazy shit happening out there. But we're always protected by TMI and all that stuff. Seriously. And everything will be exposed eventually. I hope you guys know that. Everything will be exposed. It doesn't matter if you believe me or not, but I will say this. Everything will be exposed. And people are going to feel very, very foolish around here soon. They're going to have an egg on their face, especially all people. All people are going to feel embarrassed. And why these motherfuckers, it's like what Kalai said. We are going to be embarrassed while they are going to be scared like a motherfucker. Seriously. Seriously. They're going to cry and whine like a bitch, saying it's not true, while everyone all around the world that is what we call Afrocentric, basically. Everyone all around the world is going to look at that and be like, what the fuck that else we do not know about, because these motherfuckers have hide so many other shit. And people like me are going to tell you guys, being like, well, we've been saying this for a while. Like either we will tell you and all that stuff, but if you don't want to listen or don't care and you want to scoff it off and shit like that, then there's a lot of things that are going to happen to this planet that you're going to be in a fetal position in. just because you can't see a big giant eyeball looking at you. When you look up, a big giant eyeball is looking at you and winking, you know. For example, you know, don't be scared when you see a giant freaking Cthulhu monster flying in the sky, because there's water, you know, so above, so below. There's water in the cosmos, and there's water here. Even the atmosphere is water. So every time you see these birds or nature's bugs flying in the air, they're basically swimming. All right, they're basically swimming, and people don't want to think about that, but that's what it is. They're swimming. It's just another form of water, basically. It is. It's just another form of water. Isn't nature great? Seriously, isn't nature great? That's why people need to pay attention, and that's why people need to know thyself, know who you are within. All right, know who your higher self name is, and if you don't know, then obviously then tell your, you know, say my higher self, Geo, because that's my name, Giovanni Geo. So like if I didn't know my higher self name, basically, I would be like my higher self as Geo, basically, you know. So it's just a matter of believing in yourself and believing what the planet shows you. Seriously, because sometimes when the planet shows me stuff, a long time ago, you know, now I don't question her because I'm just like, oh shit, you know. But back then I'm like, are you sure? It's like, is that really it? And Tiamat goes like, all right, we don't want to, like, I'm the one fucking telling you. Do you live in the planet of me? Then, you know, and I'm over here like, never mind. I'm sorry, Tiamat. I'm sorry, Mama Planet. That's what I'm saying. Have a relationship with her, man. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. She's a beautiful goddess. She is. And I've seen, and people have told me that people have told me that when they see her, they're like, damn, she's fine as fuck. And I'm like, yeah, she is. She's beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And sooner or later, some of these sisters that get offended by seeing a beautiful woman, they're going to see her and try to do something to her, and it's not going to work. Before they even try to do something, they will either fly off, or she's going to use one of her Pokemons, like I like to say, and take you out. She does not care. You could just be reincarnated. She could just make you again. Seriously. She's not above that. If you're going to betray her, then guess what? She's going to take you out. Seriously. I'm sorry to say that. That's how it is. Seriously. If you don't want to protect the planet, then you're going to die off. Seriously. You know, even these Caucasian folks are literally saying, get right to the planet, get right to the planet, get right to the planet. Why? Because it's kind of funny, too, because they want, some of them want us to go back to what we are, but some of them do not. And then some of them do act like, oh yeah, go back where you used to be and stuff like that. But then when they see it, they'll be like, oh no, that's too much. Let's destroy it. You know? Trust me, a lot of these Caucasian people are fighting amongst themselves because of a lot of that shit. And some of them are offering themselves and offering their own families too. Seriously, because the cosmic energies are too much. And they know what time it is. And they can't fathom seeing a being like me transform into a fucking skyscraper serpent and literally using my atomic breath to blow everything that they knew and love. Like the cities, the restaurants. Oh, where's my Chick-fil-A? Where's my McDonald's? Gone. You know? Seriously. Seriously. They're afraid of that. They're afraid that the McDonald's and Burger King are going to be gone. They're afraid that the banks are going to be gone. They're afraid that these hospitals are going to be gone. They're afraid of all of that shit. They're afraid of all of that shit being gone. But it's going away. It's going away. You know? I'm not saying we never had doctors or anything like that. Of course, we had monks and all that stuff that we go to help us heal and stuff like that. Because they're all beings that are like that. You know? Whatever your role is in the cosmos, that is your role. I'm a Heyonka. Bone Naga Chimera. I know my role. If you know how a Heyonka role is, then you understand what my mission is, basically, you know? And these wicked beings, wicked motherfuckers know who I am, and they're scared of it. They're scared of it. I already said a long time ago too that remember when the Capitol caught on fire and stuff like that? It's because I did that in the Astrodome. I did that in the Astrodome, and I made a whole video in this channel, the Heian Naga Chimera channel, all about it. I talked about it. If you guys seen it, you know, I have literally, and then all of a sudden you have these what is it, Trump supporters or people that don't like Trump going into the White House to burn and destroy stuff. Why? Why? After I just meditated and destroyed it to the point that now the next day, all of a sudden this happens, you know? It's not a coincidence, guys. It's not a coincidence. And people won't be like, no, it is a coincidence. How is it a coincidence when literally, when you were in the Astrodome and you can literally imagine this destroying and everything like that. I've even imagined other buildings being destroyed. And guess what? Some of those buildings are literally gone now. I even imagined a freaking store that was literally gone and literally got caught on fire and it was gone. They rebuilt it, but it was still gone. And some of these buildings, just because they rebuild it, doesn't mean it's not going to be gone again. You know? These wicked beings think that, hey, if it's broken, we could just rebuild it and stuff like that. But why would you rebuild something that's going to keep falling and falling and falling and falling and falling and falling? You see, that doesn't happen with us with the pyramids. Have you seen the pyramids fall at all whatsoever? No. It's funny that they show it. It's funny that they show in Godzilla X Khan, the New Empire, and it's funny that they show these titans fighting around the the pyramids, and then they are destroying it basically. Why is that? Why is that? Because they want it to be destroyed that bad. They do. They want it to be destroyed that bad, these wicked ones. Seriously. And most people might be like, well, maybe the titans could destroy it. But at the same time, the titans is literally indestructible, just like the pyramids. So again, everything that we made was a reflection of us. If that is indestructible, it's because we were indestructible. You know? We won't make something that's not indestructible if we're not indestructible, basically. It's the same thing with these wicked beings. They're destructible. That's why their buildings always fall, always collapse, always caught on fire, or something always bad happens to them. Seriously. So I'll see you guys later, and be safe. I should have ended it a long time ago, but sometimes I have to get some of this out, and I haven't done a YouTube video in quite a while in this channel, and I haven't posted anything on Instagram and stuff like that, so there's that. So I'll see you guys later. Seriously, and take care.